Hilversum.
So this is 24 kilometers from Amsterdam by train. It's very easy to come and go.
24.
Yeah. Hello, Luisa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, and you? Nice to meet you.
I'm fine. Nice to meet you.
I'm Giovanna. That's good.
I'm Luisa.
Very nice to meet you all.
But the weather in the city now is the same that weather in Amsterdam.
It's very similar. It's a beautiful day. I don't know if you can see. There is a lot of sunshine. Sometimes the temperature is a little bit different, like 1 or 2 degrees, but it's very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Today is cold here. Very cold.
I imagine because it's autumn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have no idea, but I will tell you something. The weather here and in Porto Alegre is very similar. Really similar. Humid. In the winter, it's very humid and cold and windy. But now it's spring here, and it's beautiful sunny days. The sun sets around 8:30 p.m. So it's very nice.
Where do you work?
I work with my partner. I work to a company called Kentui. My partner is a nutritionist, but also she can do massages. And when she came to Netherlands, she needed some time to have her diploma approved, so recognized, so she could work here as a nutritionist and dietist.
Is there a discrimination with foreigners?
With foreigners.
Foreigners.
I don't think we can say discrimination because there are so many foreigners. I cannot say, oh, if you're a foreigner, the treatment is not good. No, that's not true. But some nationalities, some people from certain nationalities sometimes they cause more problem. So sometimes the community reacts also. You understand?
Yes. Okay.
Here in Netherlands, the language is different and difficult. And if you cannot speak Dutch, no problem. If you speak good English, you can communicate perfectly well with English. So English is very necessary because there are so many foreigners. But I would say also that it's not so easy to enter the country with the legal papers to get a working visa, for example.
Are there many flowers in the street?
Many flowers. Yes, in the spring and summer, it's so beautiful. They have big, huge vases of flowers, sometimes tulips. It's so beautiful to walk around the city at this time. And I have something. Have you heard of Keukenhof? A park of flowers and bulbs. It's the biggest park in the world. It is in Netherlands, not very far from here, about 20-30 kilometers from Amsterdam. It's very beautiful. But this year, because of the quarantine, it is closed. I think I have a link so you can see the flowers in the park. I will send you later. I'll send your teacher and then she will send to you.
My wife works in the other city near Porto Alegre. The name Pareci Novo. Novos is the city recognized to flowers too. For the city export a lot of fruits and the flowers, and this the city is very beautiful. Have a lot of flowers for in the places the sell the flowers and the other kind of the plants or vegetables.
That's nice. I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yes.
Yes. You told me that your wife works in a city. Yeah, that's almost also famous for the flowers and plants. Nice.
Yes, yes.
We were talking about work, and then I told you that we have this company. We provide services. So when a hotel, a 5-star hotel, for example, they have very nice, very important guests sometimes, rich guests, and somebody wants a massage or manicure or pedicure, and then many times they will call our company, and we arrange somebody to go there and to do the massage, the manicure, the pedicure.
Wow.
This is my job. I don't do the treatments, but I do the administrative part. Do you understand, guys?
Yes. Understand.
Yes.
But you don't do the class the English in her city?
Yes. I teach English. I have students also.
Yeah.
And I study Dutch. That is the language of the country. But I don't teach in a school. I teach private lessons.
How was it for you to adapt it to the local culture?
This is a very good question. When you think of adaptation to another culture, everything is a part of the scenario, right? The food, the language, the habits. For example, I don't understand the music on the radio. It's strange to listen to the radio and not understand. Of course, if I'm talking about a local radio. The food is good. But one thing that I consider very important is that this country is very open-minded. You know, they accept basically everybody. They accept all habits from people. You can find cultural activities from many different nationalities. So it's interesting that I don't have to adapt only to Netherlands and Dutch culture. I had to adapt to, I had to get used that this is very open and we can choose what we like most. People here are famous for being very free. So this part is very easy to adapt. It's very easy to adapt when it's good for you. And here people respect each other all the time. If you don't cause problems to other people, they will respect you.
Nice.
The police, if you see policemen walking and talking to people, maybe you are doing something wrong, but they will just talk to you. They don't have guns, for example. The police in general, they don't carry guns. Yeah.
Having the Netherlands, a lot of team of the soccer, and the police treat the fans or fans of the soccer.
Well, Luciano, in general, they have a good treatment. If they don't cause fights, you know, and big problems. But if a group of people fights or causes problem, the police will identify them and take them out the stadium. But in general, it's okay. I have never been to a soccer game here, so it's difficult for me to say exactly. But we don't hear many problems about fights and problems anymore. In the past, yes.
And how the police treat the people using marijuana?
Marijuana is how can I say? It's tolerated. So you can buy your marijuana and smoke it in the coffee shop. That's the rule. You should not smoke it outside on the streets. Sometimes you can see people smoking outside on the streets. If it's a touristic area, the police will probably approach them and talk to them and say it's not legal, it's prohibited. For some things, they can even get a fine, you know? For example, in the center of Amsterdam, it's prohibited to, of course, in many places, prohibited to drink alcohol on the streets. So you cannot just get a bottle of beer and drink and walk and drink with your friends. It's prohibited. And you can see they have messages saying, do it, it's prohibited. Fine, for example, 120 euros. I don't remember exactly. So if they see you drinking, they can give you a fine and you have to pay the money. Similar is marijuana. Hash and marijuana, you can buy, you can buy and you can consume inside the coffee shops. I think people have an idea that it's legal, so you can buy in all the places, you can consume anytime. No, that's not true. It's tolerated. And in small cities, sometimes it's difficult. You will not find, maybe you have only 1 or 2 coffee shops in small cities. So this is very, very common in cities like Amsterdam, Utrecht, Rotterdam.
Have you ever ridden a bike there?
Yeah, I have a bike. I ride my bike. Everybody, I think more than 80% of the people use bike as means of transport. It's so nice. And you,
are there subways?
Ride a bike, Luisa?
No. Yeah. I don't know ride a bike.
It's a very good experience.
Are there subway?
Yes. In my city, in Hilversum, no. But in Amsterdam, yes, no. And big cities. Right. Big city is a little smaller than 100,000 inhabitants. You know Bento Gonçalves?
Yes.
It's about the same population here in my city.
Okay.
There is something very good about the bikes is that you can ride a bike all over the country because you have bike lanes. It's very safe to ride a bike and you can go from one city to another by bike.
What kinds of public transportation are there?
Good question. Good question. There are buses, subways, not here. Subways, train. It's very easy to use the train. And there is the tram. The tram is like electric. Do you remember bonde elétrico? Is the tram.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the country, there is a card. For example, this is my card. I can use this. So it's a prepaid card for transportation. It is OV chip card. With this card, I have to, yes, I have to charge it with money, but this is like
Fala, Marcos.
Não, mas eu tô aqui de penetra porque eu conheço a Gil já faz muito tempo. Eu tô com saudade dela.
Ó, entrou a Gil agora.
Why and when you decide to move to Netherlands or the other countries in your Europe?
Well, nice question. I always wanted to study abroad. That was a dream of mine. I have always wanted to study in another country. Mm-hmm. And when I think it was 2017, I was studying letras at the Federal University. I saw there was an opportunity to study in another country. There was no age limit, and that was very good for me. So I decided I could try. But I only had 11 days to get all the paperwork, all the documents arranged. And in general, these situations, they need a proficiency test and a proficiency certificate. And my proficiency certificate was old, was not valid. So I could not go to an English-speaking country. And I thought, oh my God, I want to go. What can I do? And then I checked all the countries, and there was Portugal. Portugal was a possibility. And I thought, okay, I will try Portugal. They don't speak English, but if I live in Portugal, I have opportunities to travel to other countries. So Portugal, and I got it. I was called to go, and I studied in Universidade do Algarve for 2 semesters. A very beautiful place, Algarve in Portugal. And then I decided to go, and my paperwork was ready in September 2017. So I moved to Portugal in September 2017. And because I had a relationship with my partner now, and she lived in Netherlands, we visited each other all the time when possible. And then when the university period finished, I had to make a choice. I had to decide to go back to Brazil and stay in Porto Alegre, or we could get married, we could arrange, so I would stay here. Then we got married in 2018. Okay. And I moved to Netherlands in October 2018.
Do you intend to live the rest of your life in Amsterdam, or do you think of coming back?
I'm not sure if I will go back to Brazil, because we have our job, our company here.
Yeah.
And it's very good to live in a place where you feel safe, where things are easy, people respect people.
It's important. It's important.
Now Brazil is a mess.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, yes.
Go on, Fabi.
You said Netherlands, yeah?
Yeah.
Some people say Holland or...
Yeah.
What do they use the most? They use Netherlands? They use both?
Netherlands. Netherlands is the name of the country. Here, they say the name of the country is Netherlands. Yeah. Netherlands is literally Países Baixos. And Holland is one province Holland is only one province.
Yeah.
For example, Rio Grande do Sul, right? Or Rio de Janeiro or Espírito Santo. So Holland is one province in the country. We have 7 provinces. Have you heard of Maastricht? It's not a beer, it's the name of a city in the south of the country. But if you are in Maastricht, you can take a bus or an Uber or a car. You go to Belgium. It's very close, like 20 kilometers, I believe. So it's a very nice, beautiful place to live. And if you like beers, Belgium has even more wonderful beers. Curiosity,
Yes.
did you know that a long time ago, people didn't have a last name in Netherlands? They didn't have Oliveira or Schneider, or they didn't have a last name. So it was when Napoleon dominated the country that the French people decided, hey, let's organize this. You must have a name and a last name. And the French people did a lot of nice things. Of course, it was an invasion. It was not a good thing, but they invaded the country. They dominated the country for some years, and they did some upgrade, some good changes for the society here.
Wow.
What are tourist attractions there?
Touristic attractions. I would say Amsterdam is a very interesting city. Utrecht, very interesting. It's near, very near, like 30 kilometers from Amsterdam. Keukenhof is a park, but it's only open from March until May. Around 2 months maximum.
Why, Gil?
Because it's only in the spring. It's when
the
flowers are the most. Rotterdam is a very beautiful city. It's very modern. Maastricht is very interesting. Den Haag or Haia is also a very important city because it's where the royal family and the administration work. The king lives in Den Haag. The parliament is in Den Haag. Den Haag or Haia. In Portuguese, we say Haia. Yeah.
Haia.
But if you like, if you go on.
The city is that stay the tribunal, international tribunal, Haia?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like art, Luisa, I would say there are so many beautiful museums. Van Gogh Museum.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many museums, but there is one city, very small city, I would totally recommend, Delft. Delft, they have those typical porcelain. It's white painted blue. It's very typical from Delft. And in Delft, a very famous painter lived. And there is kind of the museum from Vermeer. Very nice painter, very nice place, small city, very interesting. People, I want to ask you one question. Netherlands is a very small country. Let's see if you have any idea. Rio Grande do Sul is big. How many times do you believe Netherlands can fit inside Rio Grande do Sul? If we had one Netherlands, two Netherlands, How many do you believe we could have inside Rio Grande do Sul?
3.
Fabio said 3.
No.
Not correct.
No,
I think 10.
What do you
I think
Luisa?
10.
You, Lisa?
5.
Too much. Too much. No, we
2.
didn't get it. Mari, maybe.
Mari saiu.
Maria
Mari.
7. You can have
No,
7
Mari
Netherlands
leaving.
inside Rio Grande do Sul.
7.
So it's really small.
7. Oh,
It's really small.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really
The other
small.
thing interested you is about the name Netherlands because the country is
Is below the level of the ocean.
lower,
Yes.
but yes, you see you saw né? Yeah, you saw this oh gosh, a barreira
Yes.
yes.
The dikes, we call dike.
Lakes.
Yes.
Sometimes the government down the lakes.
And the water comes in.
Yeah. What?
I don't know if you're talking about represa or dique.
Dique. Para segurar o dique.
Yeah. Sometimes you are driving the car and then you see in one side the ocean, very low, and then the river. The river and the road are higher than the ocean. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
People, the Dutch people are so good with making constructions in the water. They are so good. When there is a natural disaster, unfortunately, they happen. I don't know if you remember, but some boys got trapped inside a cave. Remember? I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yes. I remember.
The Dutch people went there, engineers, they saw how to do it. They do so many important things inside the water. They built so many things. They are very specialists when it's about engineering and the water. It's very interesting. There are so many canals. And then one day you are in your bike, you're on your bike, and you say, whoa, they are doing something here. And then 1 month later, the canal is almost in that part dry because they are building something. They can really separate the water. It's very interesting.
I have a question for you, Gil, about the language. How is it for you to learn this language, this crazy language? Hard?
Well, you know I like languages, but
Okay.
it's difficult. I think the more languages you learn, even if it's a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of Italian, some English, this helps you. But what is interesting is that we have to understand and memorize that in a language, the words have some order. Not necessarily always the same. It's very good to learn a little bit of English and then learn Saxon languages, for example, German, Dutch. English helps a lot. But it's a difficult language.
Yeah.
In Portuguese and in English, we don't have that sound from the throat. And here they have the sound.
Can you give an example, Gil?
Yeah. Vliegtuig. Vliegtuig. Vliegtuig is airplane.
Okay. Thanks.
Vlieg.
Like Germany, maybe like Germany or the other dialects.
Now I think German is very suave and nice.
Yeah.
Because Dutch is more hoarse, it's more
Ah.
yeah.
Nice.
But it's nice also because some things of English help a lot with Dutch. For example, drinken. Drinken is the verb to drink. Drinken. Praten is speak or talk. Eten is the verb to eat. Eten, eat. So it's not so difficult. It's okay to remember.
It's Germany. It's Germany.
It's Dutch.
Dutch?
Not German. Yeah.
Okay.
But German people can understand easily the Dutch. For example, Brazilian people, when you go to Uruguay or Argentina, you can understand, right? You can communicate. So German people, when they visit Netherlands, they can understand and communicate.
Okay.
It's different, but they understand.
Okay.
But people, it's very interesting to see that when a kid, when a teenager finishes school, they can speak good English. And here it's mandatory to have Dutch, English, and 2 other languages sometimes. So they also study Spanish and French. They don't have to be excellent in 4 languages, but they always communicate in English, Dutch, and when they are in school, they study other languages. If they don't continue, they will forget, of course.
Amazing.
Very nice.
I think this easily because the countries is a lot of near each other, and you learn the other dialects or language is very easily, I think.
Yes, but you know, Portugal is also small and close, near from other countries, and people don't study 3 languages.
Yes.
So I think they have a good, the education system is good. One curiosity, kids from 4 years old, they have to go to school. If you are 2 years old, it's not mandatory, it's not obligatory. But if you are 4 years old, you have to go to school, okay?
Yes.
And from the age of 4 years old until 18 years old, education is free. You don't pay school. You don't pay material.
Interesting.
Never.
And the schools are good, never. Maybe you will pay 10 euros, 20 euros per year. But the education is free. This basic education, let's say. So everybody can go to school and they don't have to pay. If you want your kids to go to a private Catholic international school, okay, then you pay. But the public school is for everybody, is very good. We have a king here, you know? And the king is married to a queen. She's from Argentina. So King Willem Alexander got married to the Argentinian Massima. And they had 3 girls. The 3 girls go to public school. They go by bike to the public school. Yeah, very good school. Yeah. The prime minister sometimes goes to work by bike, many times.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice that you have security on the streets?
Yeah.
One thing that I always look and I think, oh my God, it's so different. I live here. I have been living here for 1.5 years, and it's still something that I observe is that the houses don't have high walls to separate. They don't have fences, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have plants separating your garden and the street and the rest of the gardens. Many houses don't have any separation. It's just the door and the garden. So this is something that I always observe, and I say, thank you, Lord, It's very nice to have this experience in your life sometime. And you go to public spaces, for example, a stadium to see football, or you go to a concert, a music concert, or you go to in the train station. And if you have to use the bathroom, you can go and you can use it because it's clean. People, sometimes you have to pay 50 cents to use the bathroom, but it is clean. Also, I see here is that this country has a parliament. Okay, we have a king and a parliament, different from Brazil. We have a president and the Congress, so they are different institutions. But French Revolution, people say that some people that really lost their heads, remember, because of oppression. Power, he concentrated so much power that they oppressed the people. Yeah?
Yes.
When the French Revolution happened in France, of course, many years ago, the people in Netherlands, they started discussing that they said, we must give more power to the people. We don't want this happening in our country. So we must give freedom and power to people. People will have to decide what is good for them, and we will respect. We, the authorities, we, the parliament, will respect. We don't want a violent revolution. We don't want a revolution. We want a community. We want society in peace. So many years ago, they decided that they would not explore people so much. They would give people the choice, the vote. And they really did it. Of course, Netherlands also participated in colonization. If you remember, Spain, Portugal, England, and Netherlands, they were very strong colonizers. But then Netherlands gave freedom to the colonies, Curaçao and Indonesia. And different from Portugal and Spain, when they stopped, when they cut this connection of colonizer and colony, they said to people, I'm sorry, we really explored you, so you can decide. If you want to be citizens from Netherlands, you can. For example, at that time, Curaçao had 4 million people, and people could choose if they wanted to have the Dutch nationality. 2 million people decided they wanted the Dutch nationality. So they were colonized and they were accepted as citizens. You see, very different than what other countries did. Portugal has to accept Brazilians there, but they really have discrimination.
Yes.
Different. I think here people have more respect. And the government here is center left. Okay?
Yes.
But people have a lot of responsibility. Many people are freelancers. They don't have a boss. But they know they have to work, they have to make money, and they have to pay the taxes. So the sense of responsibility is very important. Everybody here knows, no matter if you have a very important job, if you have a very nice profession, if, for example, you make a lot of money because you are an engineer, architect, if you are a judge, if you are a lawyer, or if you have a simple job, you work in the supermarket, you work selling hot dogs, no problem. But everybody pays the taxes because they know the government will give good school to people, good transportation. So people pay. It's very much, but people pay. Yeah, I have one thing to tell you. In this country here, there is no SUS. All the health system there is nothing for free. It's mandatory, it's obligatory to have health insurance. Yeah? So everybody has to pay health insurance. If you don't have health insurance, you cannot stay in the country. It's simple.
Jill,
yeah.
What happens if you, I don't know, for some reason you get sick and you don't have it?
Maybe they will charge from the embassy of your country, for example. Somebody will pay, but maybe you will be deported. For example, if you are a legal citizen here, if you are a resident, you must have one. If you don't have one, they will come to you, they will send letters, say you have to pay a fine, you have to be inscribed. They really send letters all the time. And then when you get associated, you will pay a fine. For example, I came to live here on October 31st, but I only had my resident number similar to CPF in November. So I had to pay until the first day I was here. I had to pay the period back. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Jill, is this insurance expensive?
There are many companies you can choose, and you can choose the level, how complex or how simple you can pay. You can choose only the minimum, the basic, if you want a little bit more complete or totally complete with all kinds of things. Then it depends, gets more expensive or less. But I would say that the basic insurance is around 80 or 90 euros per person.
A month?
A month. And the minimum wage here is around 1,700.
17?
1,700, yeah.
The minimum, yeah.
The minimum. You don't have people, homeless people. You don't have homeless dogs. Everybody has the minimum live with dignity.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, guys. I don't know if you have more questions. I'm really, really happy, really glad that you accepted our invitation, Gil. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad too. It was very nice to see and to be with you. To
After a long, long time.
Jill, it was great seeing you. Miss you a lot. And I hope you're very happy there and your guys stay safe there.
We will. Stay safe, you too. Wash your hands a lot. Very nice to be with you.
For sure. Thanks a lot. Luciano, Luisa, I'd like to say some words just for us to finish.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating and understand the poor language English.
When I started learning English, I wanted to have the opportunity to talk to people in English too. And this is so important and so nice because we can communicate. This is very nice.
Yeah.
Use every opportunity you have.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. Thanks for the advice, for everything. Okay.
Thank you for calling me. Yeah.
Hope to see you again soon. Gil, how can you count 1, 2, 3 in your language?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3 similar. Okay, guys. So have a lovely evening for you, Gil. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah?
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The rest of you. Okay. See you guys.
Have a good day.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.